Yo, who made this? Ammo 7 did it again.
Welcome to another episode of Big Ego Media. Got another special guest today. Go by the name of DJ Predz. How you doing today, bro?
What's going on?
You good, man?
Love my bro.
So, I think you're the first DJ we had on here. Actually, DJ Ironic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he count. Actually, Caden as well. So, you're the third DJ we've had here, but not just a DJ, also an artist.
Yeah.
As we all start, from the beginning, where are you from? What's your story? Where'd you grow up?
Yes, respect for having me, bro. First and foremost, Predz UK as well. Don't forget the UK.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, cool. So yeah, born and raised in northwest London, in a state called St. Raph's. Family heritage-wise, I'm from Congo. Both of my parents are from Congo. So I was born here though. So British Congolese.
Okay. So did you grow up with both your parents in the house? Because I always think Congolese parents were always kind of together.
They are, yeah. Both of my parents are still together until this day.
And why do you think that is? Because I've had a lot of different guests here, and depending on heritage and so on, but mostly the Congolese guests I've had here, their parents have always kind of remained together. What do you think that is about our culture?
I can't really speak for other cultures because I haven't been raised in other household. But from the key values, I think the foundations that the Congolese people have had growing up, man, there's some strong foundations. I think compared to what's happening now, I don't know. I just think it's way different. There was more love. There's more structure in the household. The respect on how the woman views the man and how the man views the woman. I think maybe religion as well, church and that has a lot to do with it as well, because they always have someone to consult with to give an honest opinion. Maybe it could be that, man. But it's definitely worked. But the younger Congolese generation now, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, how was the discipline in the household?
Discipline, very strict, man. I can't, like, growing up, my dad's a pastor in it as well, so yeah, pastor's son. Kind of forbidden to listen to any secular music, world music growing up. They were very, very religious growing up, but when I turned older, around like 12, 13, and started going outside, meeting different people, that's when we started seeing different things, you know.
So did you grow up in a household with both, you had siblings as well?
Siblings, yeah. So I'm the oldest out of 5. There's 4 behind me, 3 boys, and then my little sister.
She's the youngest?
Yeah, she's the youngest, yeah.
What responsibilities does that put you in? Like, how responsible do you feel that you're the oldest, you need to set an example, and how do you speak to your younger siblings?
You know what? It's been a tricky one, man. Obviously, growing up, I felt under pressure a little bit. Just thinking, because I'm the oldest, and when you're in like an African household as well, they always say, nah, you know, you're the oldest. Everyone's watching you, so mind what you're doing, mind what you say. You gotta set an example. So, but looking back, I think it kind of made me a bit judgmental, man. Even though I'm doing bad stuff, I see my little brothers doing bad, and I try to get them in line, but there's no one to get me in line like that. Do you know what I mean? So, a bit of both, but I guess in the back of my mind, when I do what I do now, and one of the reasons why I go so hard is for them to see, like, yo, the big bro's doing something. So it's good in that sense, yeah.
I mean, and growing up in that estate, it's kind of a notorious estate known for badness. How do you kind of keep yourself away from that if you were able to?
Yeah, I think it might sound so cliche, but I swear my life is the music, man. It was a thing where I remember being young, and yeah, we got up to a bit of the madness. I wouldn't say I was too deep in, you know, I did a bit of things, but no one would turn around and say, oh, Predz or Predator was on this thing when he was young. But yeah, man, loads of situations. I got into situations, people done wrong to me, I done wrong to people, but it got to a stage where when I was like 15, 16, some of the men were en route to go do badness. But these times, I remember meeting an organisation called Bigger Fish, because people that know about Bigger Fish, they kind of kept me occupied. They'll be taking me to the studio, they had youth club sessions. So when it's time for the man to go do their madness, and they're like, yo, Predz, you rolling, Predator, you rolling? I'm like, nah, I'm going here. I'm going here, and then growing up, I just started seeing certain men in jail, certain men on the run, certain men this, that. So it kind of gave me a focus, and I guess something to live for, you know. So I was very cautious about the decisions that I'd make, because in my head I was thinking, like, the life I'm living now, I dreamed about it. So I was like, I want to be on flyers. I want to be everywhere. So if I'm out here doing a madness and I'm cracking people's skull, they're going to know where to find me. That's how I was thinking. So I just said, you know what? Let me take a few L's. But from young, I was always thinking about the future. So, yeah. And
when you got into music, you said that you grew up in a household where music of the world was banned. You had to kind of listen to religious music.
Yeah.
So how did you find your love of the outside music, and what made you want to become a DJ?
Yeah, I think one of my uncles, I remember he introduced me to Mace and Nas and the Tupacs and that. Prior to that, it was horrendous. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only kind of worldly music I got was from all that commercial stuff, S Club 7, 5 and all that. I didn't really know until I went to one of my uncle's house, and he just laid out all these CDs. He said, listen, there's certain of these CDs, I'm not gonna give it to you, but I'll give you a little Mace. It's a bit commercial. And then from there, I just started collecting a bit of CDs and kind of got into it. But I was listening to it on the low. Yeah, listening to it on the low. When I was doing music, it's mad, like, I couldn't even really tell my parents like that. Yeah, I was just kind of hiding it on the low, man. They didn't want to know. Was
it a thing also where you was wanting to make music, or did you always want to be behind the scenes as a DJ at the time?
It's funny, you see the whole DJing thing, yeah? It's funny how, like, a lot of people know me for that. I only really started calling myself a DJ most probably like 3-4 years ago, bro. Yeah. It just, how the DJing thing just come across as like, obviously I come from a pirate radio station era. So now all the youth them, when they're coming out, they can go on YouTube, they got TikTok, they got Insta, all these platforms. When you was an MC back in the day, you didn't have that. The only way you can get your music out there was by going on pirate radio stations. You understand? So I was a grime MC, spitting grime bars, but in my head I was thinking, I want the girls to listen to us. You understand? So I started collecting a bit of CDs, I started collecting slow jams, and I started collecting bashment music. And then what it was, we had a 2-hour slot, and then I just, for the first 45 to an hour, I controlled it. I said to everyone, listen, let's play slow jams and bashment before we start spitting. Let's not make a whole 2 hours of grime. Let's get the girls locking in. And then I think from there I just started getting brave, started going to certain house parties, and just started just playing. Like, I only had like 5 CDs, I just started playing, and I'm just seeing the way people are reacting. And people are just moving, people come out, yo. I was like, yeah, this is how it goes. And I'm not afraid to take risks. You know, I'm not afraid to take risks. And then from there, I just said, all right, cool. I just liked the vibe, but I didn't really call myself a DJ like that, because I'm seeing these techie DJs, I don't know, all this mad. I'm not that. I just run rhythms, I can mix, but I just run tune. I'm not techie like that. I just know what to play and when to play it. You get me? So, and then that's how I just came along, and then people started requesting me to play at weddings, people are requesting me to do birthday parties, all of that, and then bam, boom, I said, rah, this can help. Because in order to do the music, you need to fund it. You understand? And I'm just trying to like, just live my life differently. So I said, all right, cool. Let me push the DJing thing, and then boom, like, it's out there. And you've got people like yourself booking me. People are booking me now, you know what I mean?
In terms of like academically, when you were back in school, was you always one of the intelligent children? Or did you struggle a little bit, or how was it for you?
I say I was pretty average, you know. Came out of schools with like the D's and C's, and I wasn't like proper too very, very smart, but I wasn't
how did your parents take that though? Because I know Congolese are big on this education thing. Like.
They were big on the education thing, But I'll be honest with you, how education was running in my school was all, not to bring down the establishment, but the school ain't even alive like that anymore anyway. John Kelly boys school, it was an all boys school, man. It was rough, We was seeing a Mazda from being 7, we was seeing a Mazda. So I'll be honest with you, there weren't even that much education going on. There's loads of substitute teachers coming in, and again, like certain man are doing what they were doing, and me and my boys, we just went to the back and we were just beating beats like this in the wall and just spitting. We was literally just doing that for the whole day. whole day, that was our flex.
At that point, even though, was you thinking, I'm gonna be a musician, that's what I want to do, that's my career path?
Kind of, and kind of not, because those days to now, there wasn't a lot of people doing it. You know what I'm saying? Only, I think, So Solid and who else around that time? Obviously, Pay As You Go and the Roll Deeps and that. But especially in my area, I didn't know anyone else, so I was just like, I wanna be an MC. But as I got into my late teens, early 20s, that's when I just really said, yo, I'm gonna go for it. And I just, from there, it's just been no looking back, man. Experimenting different sounds. I went through the whole mixtape grind. I was out selling CDs like drugs at one point, bro. Yeah, man, sold over like 25,000 units, but across the UK, bro. Just literally, just grinding, bro. Grinding from then till now. So,
and what I'm gonna say as well, because before here I had a novelist, just before
dope.
you got here.
He's dope.
And I was trying to ask him, like, what made you kind of jump into grime when there was so much other genres kind of out there? Not to give away your age, but what was the genre that was at the time you was coming up? Was it just grime that everyone was doing?
At the time that when I was young, grime was the thing. Grime was the thing. People weren't even really doing hip hop, to be fair. Grime was the thing. So that's what I started with. I mean, when I was rapping, I was rapping with an American accent. I tried it and it just weren't me. I just said, let me go back home and let me do the grime thing.
I mean, as a DJ, you're a bit of a taste maker yourself, so you kind of know that, what tunes are bubbling and what to play and so on. And what do you think happened to grime ultimately, that everyone's like, because it still got its core audience and its core backers who are always forever. But like for the new generation, they don't fuck with it really. They try to pay homage a bit, but it's like they're not really. It's not really. Is it just timing? Times change and it might come back again.
Yeah, we say that, but I don't know, man. Everything evolves. I think grime is still there though. I think the presence is there, but not much as drill. But when we was doing grime, what was before grime? Do you know what I mean? So I think this is the youth them's thing. And if it weren't for grime, this is what we need to start reminding people. Like if it weren't for grime, there wouldn't be no drill as well. In regards to this grime specifically being in your face as it was, I don't know, but I think within the past 2 years, a couple grime tunes have charted though as well, bro. A couple. It's there. So I think it's a niche genre that I can't really go to every single club and play a grime record, fair play, but there are certain places where you can play it and it goes off, man. In regards to why it's not in people's face like that, I don't know.
This is a tough one, alright? Who's your favourite grime MC of all time?
All time?
You could be at one.
One? But I don't know, bro. I can't say one. Because there was a couple, but I don't even know, bro.
You're in a deserted island, you can only have one this person's CD, that's it, no one else.
It might be Dizzy.
I see something posted the other day by someone, I think it was Tiny Boost. He's saying that these young generation don't know that Dizzy was one of the coldest, if not the coldest spitter, because he started making tunes that bonkers and that people don't take him seriously.
Listen, Dizzy's setup is different, bro. When you listen to him when he was 17, 18, he was on a mazza, and a lot of people forget as well that he was a producer as well. So like 80% of the stuff that he was spitting over, that was his own instrumentals. His lyrical ability was crazy, next to nothing. And big up Dizzy, because we've got a good relationship as well. I've had a pleasure to work with him as well, man. Very dope, humble guy, man. So yeah, he's dope, man.
So back to the DJing. So you're out there DJing, getting bookings, and what was the ultimate ambition? Like I think you even done. I think was it on One X show, Capital X show? You done like a set and that as well. And is that something that you wanted to get doing? Like you have your own show and things like that.
Yeah. Done a couple guest mixes. Kiss, Capital Extra, One Extra as well. It was to contribute to when I was on a campaign for my last single, Naughty Naughty. And I guess because that tune was signed, so there was like mad backing behind it, and I can't lie, they had all the contacts, and it just made me do a mix on it. But yeah, it was dope. It was dope to do.
How did that even come about for the track? Obviously, you're doing DJing, but what made you think, actually, I want to try to do a track back in the day? Like, what put you out there to do that?
What are we talking about? That last single?
Yeah, Naughty Naughty. Yeah.
The Naughty Naughty one.
Was you already doing music prior to that, kind of?
Yeah. That's why it's good that we've come in. In terms of my releasing songs, I've been releasing songs for years. Okay. Goes back. One of my biggest tunes prior to this is a song called Protect Me that came out in 2017, and I think that connected, man. So it's interesting. There's some people that know me for just being an artist, and some people that know me for just being a DJ, and now people are coming to terms that I'm doing both. And it was mad because whilst I was doing it, a couple of people around me are like, bro, this could be a bit confusing to people. Like, what are you? Are you a DJ? Are you an artist? And I'm just telling people, bro, I can do both, and I think I'm dope at both, so why not? Do you know what I mean? It's mad, because from the top of your head, you said ironic. Ironic might be the only person that I can think of in my head that's actively doing bare bookings as a DJ, and he's still, releasing music actively as well. It's kind of like it's a rare thing. It can be confusing. But the last track, Naughty Naughty, big up my brother Rhymes, big producer. I done a studio session with him, and he just felt my vibe. He knew that I was coming up. I just needed some strength and that. And yeah, he was basically the plug. Introduced me to the label, and then the rest was history. But we had Swarms on there, we had Noisy, we had Simba, but yeah, we also had another artist that on the track as well that had to get removed.
Talk the things, you're big ego, man. Talk the things.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, so Naughty Naughty originally was only supposed to be me featuring Swarms and Tory Lanez, and obviously it's mad how it all happened, man. He done his video, we done his part, it was all set for release, and then boom, I think on the Monday, it was scheduled to come out on the following Thursday, the end of July, and then Swarms posted it was going mad, and then I was getting ready to announce it, and then boom, I got a call, and then it was just saying, yeah, like they've had to remove Tory because this was the same time around what's going on with Megan. Yeah, so because of that, yeah, they just had to remove him off the track.
But the song's still done good, but you reckon that would have amplified it more maybe to the American audience as well?
Yeah, definitely would have opened it to the American audience, and I think the timing was just mad because that was when Tory was doing the quarantine radio thing, and that thing was mad. I think he was most probably the most spoken about artist in the world.
And is that, as you said that, I just thought about it. So is that why the connection was there? Because Swarms was doing it in the UK and Tory Lanez, okay.
That was the connection. So that was the original plan.
Yeah.
So if that went out, that would have been mad as well. But
I mean, the video was naughty and it's a little bit naughty. As a pastor's son, and your dad seen that, did he say, yo, what's going on here? Yakana now.
You know what?
Because someone must have showed, auntie would have showed it to him and said, ah!
He's also really seen it, but my dad, he don't comment on much. He don't comment. Obviously, I'm a big man now, innit? He's got to accept that.
Yeah.
We've just gone different, I've took a different path in life, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So, I mean, from the back of that, is it the thing that way, like you said, you can do both? I know you got another single just released now as well.
Just coming out here.
So, what is it? What's the angle for 2022, and what are your plans as a DJ, as an artist, and how do you combine the two? And is it a bit of, one more thing, is it a bit of a cheat code as well that, well, I'm a DJ, I'm gonna play my own tracks. I'm gonna put my tracks in there.
You know what? It's funny. I mean, as a DJ, when I step into the club, what I like to do is just play for the people. And we're in a different time where people only want to come out and hear what they want to hear. Facts. Like, you can put it like this. I can play even a Drake record. From No One Knows That Drake record, yeah? everyone's gonna stand still. And then that tune will blow up, and then a month, 2 months later, everyone will start vibing to that tune. So you can have a tune and it could be booming, it could be hard, but 8 out of 10 times right now, especially with the club scenes where I am and where I'm playing, I've realized, they only want to hear what they know. So I might slip in my tune sometimes towards the end or something like that, but
you let the crowd know, yo, this is my tune, a support, or you just kind of let me leave it and see how they're gonna react, or you do a bit
of both. A bit of both. I just kind of go with it. But I just think what we need to do as artists is get the people demanding for your music. I mean, some people are gonna watch it, it's like, oh, why don't you do that? Like, trust me, been there, done that. I've been playing music in clubs for years. But what's powerful is when, like, I'm on the decks, I'm playing a tune, and someone comes to me and says, yo, have you got that new Predz tune? And you're like, nah. And then 5, 8 other people will come up to you and say, yo, you got that. As a DJ, you're gonna feel like that's gonna make you more inclined to want to play that.
And as a DJ, how do you kind of scope for the new track and new song? Because I'm assuming people send you a plethora of songs, everyone's sending you songs all the time. How do you kind of say, okay, cool, is it just a business relationship with some people? Because, I know my man, cool, I'll play it. Or do you have to fill that track? Because for me, I'm trying to get into management, and I'm not too privy to what's hot, what's not. But there's this one young kid that I really love what he's doing, and I say, you know, I'm gonna take a chance on you and back you. With that, like, how does he get his music to the right DJs? Because I know they got I think you actually helped me out with that one time as well when I was doing the stuff for the triplets. So you send it out and you have to do, what do you call it? Is that something that still happens now?
Yeah. You know, the reality of it is that this game is just mad saturated. So as a DJ, I wouldn't even class myself as one of the biggest DJs because I haven't got like a radio show. I haven't even got a platform where I can showcase new records. I'll be real with artists. I'll give them some feedback if I like the song. If I don't, I ain't bothered to really tell you, to be honest with you, because I get too much people sending stuff. But like I said, I think the power is within building a demand within the people, and then let the DJ see that. That's what's going to make you stand out. Because right now, you can imagine whatever DJ, like a DJ Target or a Tim or Semtex, Manny Naughty, all these big DJs, bro, their DMs is clouded. Even I got a relationship with some of them, and sometimes they can't even see it, bro. Do you know what I mean? But if they're scrolling on the internet, they can see, wow, this is creating a wave. The powers within the people. This is what we need to remember as artists, is the powers of the people, man. But like, there's no excuses.
It's also having you can be, because someone said this to me once, right? There's an artist. He asked about something, and I said I wasn't sure, because I said I prefer something else anyway. He's like, but you have to be careful because your voice is kind of important. It's a tastemaker. Some people might say, oh, I listen to my man because his voice is important. So in a sense, DJs are kind of if you start playing something, people are kind of resonate towards that and say, I fuck with that one. You got a point.
I mean, I hope it didn't come across as me saying that don't send your tracks to DJ, because I was doing that. But I was just saying, don't let it dishearten you as well when you're sending your stuff to them. If they don't respond to it, don't get disheartened. Like, you can imagine there's so much people that are big, and they had DJs sleep on them, or even platforms sleep on them, or whatever. I think the point that I'm making, and thanks for saying that, is don't rely on DJs to play. Like, the powers of the people, they have to jump on the wave. If you've got a tune that everybody wants to hear, even I have to play it. Everyone has to play it. But yeah, it's good. It's like a form of taste making, isn't it? It's just like yourself, your big personality. If you're like vibing to someone's tune in the car and whatever, it's gonna get people staring like, oh, right. Yeah. So that impact, that effect will always kind of be there. So yeah, you're right on that. So
what's the plans for the rest of the year, 2022? I keep thinking that the rest of the year just started. We're in April.
Bro.
We're literally April. I keep saying thinking around. So what's 22? We're halfway through in the 2 months. I mean, what we need for the rest of the year? Is there any carnival slots happening? What's going on?
Yeah, so listen, all year round, I've just got plenty of bookings. Mainly on the weekends, we're playing. I'm doing my first ever festival.
Okay,
this
amazing.
Year, called,
I mean, tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So it's called AFREP. It's gonna be somewhere between Milton Keynes, Northampton side. Big lineup so far. 3 artists I know: Ira Star, Budjul. I know Stylo G is gonna be on there, and there's some loads of big names, and then obviously your boy Predz UK. I'm gonna be down there shutting it down, and then just loads of different club appearances here and there. I'm going to be holding a few events myself. Watch out for my year-to-year birthday dance that I do in May, and that's going to be a Mazza. And then in regards to the music, we're just keeping it consistent, man. Keeping it consistent. We plenty of music. I can drop a track every week for the rest of the year if I wanted to. That's how much tracks I'm sitting on right now.
Wow.
Man. So
how do you kind of select which one to put out there?
That's interesting. I feel like right now I just want to do singles. So for me, a blend of something that's telling a story, but also something that can just get people dancing. A little head turner, the head turners, the ones that can make people but them ones. And then I feel like once I build up that audience and I pull them in, then they're gonna start, hearing the depth of who Predz UK is, and we can kind of tell them the story a bit deeper. But right now, we're just gonna get in the bangers, the head bangers, man. So, yeah, the head top ones.
I'm here for it, man. Well, bro, good to have you on here, man.
Thanks for having me.
No worries,
bro, what you're doing is massive, bro. Trust me,
man.
Especially as a fellow Congolese brother. The football clubs, all of this. So, bro, I don't know how you even have time for me to be here. You do too much, bro.
We're here, man.
You do too much, man. So keep it up, my brother.
Love,
man. Thank you.